Welcome to Character Debates. I am the son of permissive parents, Michael Harrison. Today we are discussing strict parenting, particularly from the Mediterranean. Greek families are one of the most devoted and tightly knit clans you can come from. They view their family name with great pride and feel disappointed when members hurt the integrity of their legacy. That's why Greeks are known to be very strict when raising their children. It is at odds with Western culture, where there's a new age parenting movement that's growing throughout the nation. Here to speak out that Greeks must update their parenting style and stop being so strict, we have the father of a 12-year-old who lives in Brooklyn. I am happy to welcome Chester Hankman. Hey, Chest, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Great. Open-minded, ready to go.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Open-minded, except for, I guess, Greek parenting, eh?
Well, I just think that, kids shouldn't be told what to do necessarily, so I'm here to argue that.
I feel you. Your opponent today is a Greek woman who lives down the street from you. She's raised 3 boys and believes that she symbolizes how every good Greek takes care of their children, which is the best way, or quote, you're going to hell. On the show, we have Maria Constantellis. Hey Maria, how you doing over there?
Γεια σας, τι κάνετε?
Yeah? What?
I'm speaking Greek.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's the first language to ever exist. You don't speak Greek?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'm here. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
I'm Michael.
Oh, Michali, a
Yes.
nice Greek name.
You already name changed me this
Yes.
soon into the podcast?
You are baptized now.
Oh, thank you.
Sometimes I speak Spanish when I order my Mexican food.
Okay.
Now, we're going to move forward and find out if your judge knows any languages as well. Judging the matchup today, we have a person from Child Protective Services. Surprisingly, Chester requested one as a judge since he thinks that they should take Maria's children away from her, which honestly makes no sense since they're all adults and have moved out. Our judge is Caleb Murphy. Hey, Caleb, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, hey, thank you for having me, Michael.
Yeah?
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to be judging. And honestly, I'm taking points from Mr. Chester here.
Yeah.
He's culturally appropriating people. I don't like that.
Yeah, okay.
I already don't like that
Wow.
that Maria changed your name.
Yeah.
It had a real rootsy vibe to it.
I know. And she's not even
didn't
my
like
mother.
that. I know.
Right?
Imagine if she was. Imagine what she'd be doing to you. I mean, I'm already. I'm almost to get. And I smell you've been drinking. You had anything to drink today?
Yeah, at least 3.
Oh, geez, you don't have any kids, do you?
No.
Well, that's a good thing because
Yeah.
they'd be coming with me. I'll tell you that right now.
Really? Yeah,
3 drinks before. What
We're
time
doing
is
a
it?
podcast.
It's 8 p.m. You've had 3 drinks.
Unreal. This is the most judgy judge.
If I
think
find
I've
out
ever
you
had.
have kids over there,
Yeah. Okay. Don't
you
worry.
better hide them in the
Don't
attic.
worry.
I'll tell you that right now. They're coming with me.
Hey, if you find out I have kids, let me know first, please.
I won't.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
They're coming
great.
with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got the right judge for this. Let's start with opening statements, and we'll go to Chester. Chester, why do you think the Greeks are too strict, and that they need to update their parenting style?
Well, I'll say this. If you were living on my street, you'd agree with me. I mean, you can just open a window, or maybe I should say you can't open a window and enjoy a nice summer day, because when you do, all you hear is this Greek lady screaming at her children.
Do I scream?
Oh, God.
Am I screaming right now?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's loud. It's abrupt, and I just think it not only does it sometimes scare and discipline her children, but it also scares and disciplines mine, where they're not willing to go outside or explore the world because they're afraid of getting yelled at or getting too close or scuffing some sort of sidewalk dust. She gets very particular about the space in front of her home.
and by the way, I know that you have one child that's 12-year-old. Do you have another one, or?
I do. I have a 12-year-old, and then we're not officially yet, but we are in the works of adopting an 8-year-old. We're very excited about that. At least
As of now, we'll see how this podcast goes.
Okay, good. Good. All right, sorry.
There you go.
So I mean, I guess my thought process is these kids should not be screamed at and litigated against on living a way that, quite frankly, an ancient woman would be telling them how to live. These kids are free spirits. They are thinkers. They are believers. And I think that they should let their own spirits guide them.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's go over to your opponent. First off, Maria, you were called aged. Very. How did that feel?
I'm 62, and I look younger than you. So what does that say about you? Okay, 12 years old That kid should be 35. You look 78.
Yeah, God.
Christos και Παναγία. But other than that,
All right, yeah, let's
Let
get
the
to
record show for people listening only on audio. She has aged pretty good for 62.
Thank you.
And this guy does look like he angered a gypsy in a Stephen King
Well,
novel.
thank you very much. He agrees with me, of course.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Ella, thank you.
Points to Maria.
Well,
Yeah.
I lived a whole life before I decided to have my kids. I didn't jump in when I was 16
Oh,
like some people did.
16. I worked 3 jobs when I had 3 kids. What did you do? Your parents paid your rent.
Well, that can't be proven. I worked very hard for my dad's business.
Well, you worked very hard for your dad's business.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I understand
All
now.
right,
Okay.
I'm gonna break this up for a second. What's your opening statement on why you think Greek parents are the best at parenting?
I'll tell you right now, okay? Let me
Please.
call my son.
Okay. This is-
Hello? Ella, I'm right here with some malaka from child services and some other idiot who lives down the street. And I don't know, I think someone Greek over here, Michali. I think he's Greek. He looks Italian, but he might be Greek.
Okay.
But they're telling me that I'm a bad parent. Tell them right now, am I a bad parent or no? Say it. Why are you not speaking? Oh, now you're quiet. All you do is talk. Now you're quiet. Tell them.
I mean, my kids don't even answer my calls. So
Yeah.
this is already very
There you go.
impressive.
He answers on the first ring. Okay. See, he says right now, you raised me right and you fed me every day and that's all that I needed. There you go. Quit.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Do
not-
I win or no?
I'll say you just earned some points with me. I've never been called a malacca before, but I really do like the big Mexican rattles with the beans in them. You know, the little peas, the little. I've never been called one of those before, and it's an honor to me.
All right. I want before I even do anything, I actually want to go to Chester quickly. Chester, you stated that you noticed that Maria's overprotective. Can you give some examples of what you've witnessed that makes you think she's a detriment? I know you already listed that she yells on the street.
Well, she yells on the streets. That's consistent. That's nothing
I don't
new.
yell, but
No.
okay.
Okay.
I mean, these kids, I let my kids go out and enjoy the neighborhood.
Yes.
Explore a little bit, knock on people's doors, maybe ding dong, have some fun, be kids.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't see these kids more than a foot away from their mother when they're out in public. They're snatched away any time that they try and have some fun
Yeah.
or go explore, maybe even play a little.
And that's
little bit of
crazy because
basketball
they're all
or shoot
adults
hoops.
now too, right?
My son,
Yeah.
my youngest,
Yeah.
is 30.
Right?
Yes.
Your youngest? Okay.
And,
so why would you grab them? Like, that is sort of too much.
And the
I have
next-
to agree with him.
Do I grab? I don't grab them. I take them because they're doing something wrong and I'm making sure they're not in the wrong way.
Oh, really?
I'm helping them.
Okay, gotcha.
There you go. He thinks I'm grabbing them.
Spoken like Ike Turner if he was blonde.
Jesus.
There you go. I like this Ike.
Okay.
I just think, regardless whether a kid's 13 or 30, maybe they have a chance to speak their mind. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. Maria, being a parent means that you do need to set an example for your kids and be a role model.
Yes.
I heard that you constantly say terrible things about a woman named Tula. Oh. Who is Tula and what'd she do to you? Do you think that you might negatively affect them by showcasing such hostility towards other people in front of your kids? Maybe your kids will adopt this behavior and be bullies who trash poor Tula.
First of all, that beats.
Wow.
Okay.
This is coming in hot.
Tula is our other neighbor
I
on
know
the
Tula.
other side.
I know
Oh, you know
Tula.
Tula.
I know of Tula.
Oh, you know of Tula, right?
I'm not
Because
close
if you
with her, and we're not friends or
Yes,
anything.
because if you looked her in the eyes, you were turned to stone like Medusa, you know? Arce.
Wow, she's ugly. You're
Is
saying.
she turning her kids to stone? Because I'll get involved right now.
Okay. Yes.
You should get involved, but another day. Now,
Okay.
Tula is our next door neighbor, and she makes the worst pasticcio I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Everybody gets food poisoning except for her.
You-
Can you believe? She has 3
Really?
kids. They die. Anyway, then...
Wait, you hate this woman for her cooking?
Yes, it's terrible. She brought her kulurakia to my house, her cookies.
Yeah.
I use them as doorstops in my doors.
They were fine.
Yeah?
Fine. Have you had mine?
I haven't been offered. I can't say I've
Oh,
been
you
offered.
haven't been offered because all you do is this.
Yes.
This is why.
Okay.
If you had my kulurakia, you would know what a real kuluraki tastes like, okay?
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's.
I'll have to-
I think her Kulu does sound way better than that poison pasticcio stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
That's too late.
He's
Yeah.
right about my kulo.
That's right.
Nice. I don't know. I've never had any of these dishes.
Okay, I
Should've
have some
brought-
here. You want
Yeah,
some?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
No.
Not for you, but him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm full. Thank you so much for
I
offering.
agree.
Finally.
When you walked in today, you shoved a lamb chop in my mouth, which already disturbed
Was it
me.
delicious?
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, was it the best lamb chop you've ever had?
I just didn't expect that. You caught me off guard.
You should be saying thank you.
Okay.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Anyways.
I feed them and they complain. You see?
That's right. He's a very glasses half empty kind of podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie, because it sounds like you're known to overfeed your children. I've heard you overfeed your husband,
Yes.
and in terms of me, I guess anyone you come in contact with. Don't you think such behavior applied to children though can lead to unintended consequences such as obesity and diabetes? Experts have recognized the link between childhood obesity and strict parenting.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
What about?
Greek people are not obese. We are just built like that.
Yeah.
That's what we look like.
So in the genes, you guys could take lots of food.
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's the
you
goal?
need lots of. We're Greek.
Okay.
We used to be Spartans. We used to be in the Olympic Games, the original Olympic Games, or not the Olympic Games you have now, which are not even close to the original.
Yep.
We have those genes, and we need to eat a lot.
I
Of
see.
course.
So-
Am I right or am I right? He's from Ase. He's from somewhere that they didn't feed them anything.
Well, he's actually a vegan.
Oh, he's vegan.
I am a vegan.
That's
I am.
right.
My children are vegan by choice. I chose to guide them that
Vegan.
way, and they agreed.
I hate to say this, but he actually distributed pamphlets throughout the community to try to promote veganism. And in one pamphlet, he called out Maria's habit of overfeeding her kids Slovakian lamb for breakfast as child abuse.
Oh, he put it in the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you're kind of surmising my words a bit differently. I was saying her killing the lamb in front of her children before cooking the lamb was really the
Okay.
violation that
Listen,
I was really
Mr.
trying
It
to
sounds
look
like a
into.
health code violation as well. I'm going to have to dock you.
Let me tell you something. This lamb thing is a Greek culture, and you are sitting on my culture
That's very
by
bigoted.
saying this.
Very bigoted.
This is correct.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
This is
I
a
don't want
culture.
to.
This is what we do in Greece. In Greece, we make the lamb, we cook the lamb, we put it on the spit, we have it outside.
And you
we
kill
cook
the
it.
lamb in front of your kids.
Yes, and you kill the lamb in front of you, skin
Jesus,
it first,
jeez.
and then you have to go inside and you have to get the guts out so you can make the kokoretsi.
Jesus.
And you
Yes.
use the guts to make the kokoretsi.
You don't think you're traumatizing your kids?
No,
She has
this-
this
Traumatizing me with the
conversation-
description.
She has
This
this
is-
conversation on the phone once a week. I hear
Yeah?
this exact thing out my window every week.
This, and then we cook it on the spit and we use every single part of it, and this is part of our culture. And instead you say, no, you can't do this. This is disrespect to my culture.
Well, I
How
don't.
does this sound, Mr. Park Slope?
I don't
Yeah, it doesn't
mean.
sound like you're too open-minded now,
Nah,
hey?
no, open mind, close.
I don't mean to disrespect.
You know,
I'm very
klisto is a
sorry.
Greek word. Close.
Yes, I'm very sorry to disrespect. I don't want to disrespect any cultures. I will say, I mean, at least if I'm disrespecting culture, at least it's white
And
people.
I've offered it to you, and you say no. Why? Because you're vegan. No,
Yes, I
but you
won't-
disrespect me by not eating my lamb.
This is true.
Why
I'm
won't
sorry.
you take one bite of the lamb?
If you had Impossible Lamb, I would try it, but she has only the regular
Name. What's this?
default lamb.
What's
It's an
impossible
entire
lamb?
lamb made of soy and byproducts,
And beets,
cardboard,
vegetables.
probably.
Yeah.
Nutrients.
That's why I
This
call
is
it a
why
lamb.
he's so stupid, because he's not eating protein, real protein.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. Okay. Well,
It's like lamb that's impossible to eat. That's why they.
There you go.
I'll put it this way: you can't be too stupid, because Chester actually started a parenting course to try to help people raise children with a softer, more nourishing approach. Chester, in a brief summary, what things does your course teach, and what kind of exercises do you make them do to properly prepare?
Well, the course is really guided towards open-mindedness, like I started
Yes.
this podcast with,
Okay.
about allowing you to not dictate how you're going to parent your children, but allowing your children how they're going to be parented. And that is through a process of what I like to call discovery.
Okay.
We have about a 3 to 5 month period where we really get to know the child on a deep level, the ins and outs of the way their brain works, and exactly what makes them tick, what's good for them, what's bad for them, and we stay away from that. We don't want anything that's bad for them. We want good positivity,
you.
build them up,
Yeah, I've heard.
so that they can be the successful people that they are with no side effects.
Yeah.
I am so confused by this new age, whatever
Yes.
that was.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So so far it sounds like you would let him probably keep keep the kids, though, right?
As of now, but I'm docking a point for that being vague and confusing.
Really? Oh, God.
Like all New Age, shake an amethyst crystal, burn some sage, and do a whole lot of meditating, basically nothing.
Well, I actually have an example I'll tell you about. Because he does worry about kids' self-esteem, and that's why Chester here thinks participation trophies are actually harmful to them. Instead, he believes that all players deserve first-place trophies, whether they won or lost, and that the audience should get it too because they're technically at the game and a part of it, even though they didn't do anything. Do you, Chester, do you really think this will positively affect a kid's self-esteem, that they get the same trophy as a guy who ate nachos in the crowd?
I do. I think equality of outcomes is something that's so important in today's culture.
Okay.
For us to strive for us to try and achieve. I mean, we don't all have the same input. Some of us are disabled in this life. Some of us are more enabled than others. But aren't we all the most valuable player on that team? From the person cheering us on in the stands to the person that made the game-winning play, I see us all as number one.
Wow.
I mean, his kids are being forced to eat vegan nachos, so you can't be first place with vegan nachos. That sounds like a punishment.
I don't force my children to eat vegan. They choose to eat vegan because they see the light.
Yeah, really? Okay. It's probably the only thing in the fridge, right?
We don't keep meat in the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. What do you think of that, Maria?
I'll tell you something. They come to my house and they eat meat. But
Okay.
don't tell him that, okay?
Oh, no. All
They
right.
said to me one time, they said, Daddy, don't let me eat meat. I said, here, have this lamb. They said, immediately, po. I said, you're
no,
Greek, you're good.
I'm
But
gonna
don't tell him that.
I'm gonna choose to not believe that lie.
Oh, you hurt me? I'm sorry. Okay, now.
I was there.
children-
Those kids looked like Andy Dufresne drinking a beer on the roof in Escape from Alcatraz.
Just because we bring our
Shawshank
kids,
Redemption.
just because we bring our kids to breweries doesn't mean that they're drinking beer. Okay, that's just where we hang out on the weekends. We go to local craft breweries. We try different flavors of beer and things like that. And
But when those kids come to Greek house, they eat meat.
Oh, do you think they're cheating on you and your diet?
it's not really up to me
Yeah.
to decide that. It's their spirit. If their spirit's going to guide them to a Greek hellhole, to Dante's Inferno, if you will, I hope that they can one day pull themselves out.
Okay, got you. All right, that makes
Her house does sound like something that Homer wrote about.
Out of curiosity, Jester, I'm actually interested about your childhood just for a second. Do you feel like your parents made any mistakes with you now that you teach parenting?
Well, I didn't really know my parents too well.
No?
To be honest with you, my dad was a traveling salesman and my mother was a meth addict.
Wow.
So I didn't, for me,
That's why he looks
parenting
like
was kind of a learn on your own situation.
Yeah.
I didn't have this strong motherly force in my life like some of these Greek children are forced to have. So for me, it's up to be able to navigate that on my own and learn these lessons as I go along. And that's what I've been forced to do, and that's where I find joy.
Yeah.
This guy's whole life sounds like a David Lynch movie.
I know, hey.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I would have taken you away from your parents with a story like that.
Ugh, I know.
Real quick.
Yeah, you got to sympathize with that, right, Maria?
Listen, I grew up in a village with nothing.
Yeah.
In the 1960s, after World War II, the Truman Doctrine gave the Greece money, and they gave them clothes. And in my village,
You're welcome, by the way.
what did you do?
America.
America.
I'm sorry. No, you're right. You're
Exactly.
right.
No,
You did
he's
nothing,
making
exactly.
a good point. Truman was kind of a dick to some countries.
Thank you very much.
1945.
But he gave us clothes, and they would drop the clothes off in these big trucks, and they would dump the clothes in the middle of the squares of the villages.
Right.
And everybody would have to jump in and fight for the clothes.
Good.
And I went in, I was 7 years old, and I fought everybody in the village for a nice coat. And I wore that coat, and I didn't take it off for 7 months because I didn't want anybody to steal it from
That
me.
rocks. This sounds like Greek Squid Games. I think it should be on Netflix.
That was hard, okay?
Wow, all this backstory.
Well, it seems like, that's just not a way to parent your kids. I mean, let's be honest. I think that maybe you're so strong-willed and who you are today because you were forced to make those decisions yourself because that's who you are, and you were able to be guided by yourself. The way I'm allowing my children to be guided.
Wow, look at Maria. She looks disgusted.
What is this Malaka saying?
Yeah, okay. I don't know what a malak is
I
yet.
can't
It's the
understand
rattle.
him.
It's the rattle.
Oh.
It's the
No,
It's
it's
like
from
he
that song
says he-
Malaka Licky Laka.
He
the
says he
Christmas
talks
song.
in
Malika
English, but
Lika
he's
Laka.
really talking in something else, like the Star Trek language or something.
Oh, you want to know language? You should see what he named his kid. Not exactly sure if this is a Greek thing, but every female in Maria's family is named Maria. Your son, though, is named Sunshine Delight. Right, Chester? I know Gwyneth Paltrow named her kid Alpel, and others have started moving away from traditional names. What's the reasoning behind that? Is that really a good parenting choice? Aren't you scared that they'll be bullied, or maybe your son will become a porn star?
Well, for me, it was the child's choice. So
he picked his name.
Yeah.
Really?
So yes.
Yeah. How long did you wait?
So here's what we did.
Okay.
I left the birth certificate blank, which you're legally allowed to do.
Okay.
In the state that I live in, you can leave the blank, and I'm going to let the child kind of fill it in as they go along.
Yeah.
So for us, I mean, it was kind of getting frustrating. It was getting a little difficult with doctor's appointment without a baby's name. So let's just have him pick a name. So we laid out some toys, some treats, and things like that on the floor, and whatever the baby crawled to, he got. And he crawled to a nice little delicious bottle of Sunny D.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
There it
Sunshine
is.
Delight.
Sunshine Delight. Oh,
That's
then
right.
You just brought it out to Sunshine instead of Sunny.
And honestly, that's how he makes me feel.
As
It
long
makes
as
me feel like my heart is full of sunshine and delight. So I think it's a fitting name. I think it's much better than a name like Maria, named after a book of people that, I mean, who knows what they did, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
No disrespect.
It's a beautiful story to how you got the name. Just know that it is illegal in this county to have a child porn star, even if you work for the White House.
Right.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, I'm going to move over to Maria for a second because unlike Chester here, who just has like young kids who you don't know exactly how they became, you have 3 that are grown up, and one of them became a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Do you really think that's possibly proof that your parenting style maybe that damaged his self-esteem? I mean, if you raised him right, why does he need to make strangers laugh for appreciation?
Listen, he lied to me. He said in college, he said he was going to be a doctor, and he lied to me, and then he was going to do film school. And then on the last week, he told me, right before he was going to graduate, he said, I'm not doing pre-med, I'm doing film school. And I freaked out. I didn't talk to him for a week because of this.
Okay.
Can you believe this? He lied to me.
I actually got some stats here.
So now is it my
fault?
fault? You're telling me it's my fault that he lied to me?
Actually,
Film
I am.
school shuffle.
No, I am going to say that, actually. It might be your fault. A study concluded that parents with an authoritative approach tend to ingrain cycles of lying and duplicity in their children. That means if you rigidly punish children for mistakes, they become prolific liars. Have you noticed any such tendencies with your kids? Maybe your stand-up comedian son, has he ever been duplicitous by having an alter ego or dressing up and imitating a loved one in public for long periods of time?
Never. I mean, never.
No? Okay, got you. So
Never.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not to let you don't think.
Yeah, every single one of Mussolini's kids went to Second City in Chicago.
Yeah, okay.
Is that true? Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But
2 out of
Let me
the
tell
3
you
were
something,
hilarious.
though. A Greek mother, unlike this one over here,
Yeah.
who doesn't know anything about their kids, okay? A Greek mother, even though I didn't, know that he was going to film school, I know everything.
Okay.
All 3 of my kids, they think they're slick and they hide things. I know everything.
Wow, okay.
Everything.
Yeah, but that makes them want to lie, right? Because if you're authoritative and over-controlling, that's when they have to start learning how to do that.
I just don't. What does this mean? Authoritative. You keep saying this word, and you keep saying it, and now I have to ask you because I thought you'd stop saying it by now.
Really? It's like Malakis to me.
Authoritative. What does this mean?
It means that you're very stern. You're very you're controlling.
Controlling. Listen,
I was way
gave
off.
my
I thought
kids-
you meant she was an author, like Rosa.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I gave my kids everything. Listen, they have everything. They're fed. They had a house. They had a toy, 1 or 2. I have no idea. And they had TV. They had everything.
Maybe one thing they didn't have was a little love.
That's
A little
Love.
compassion.
Love.
yeah.
This is why he hasn't had my kuluraki. He doesn't know real love.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually he makes a good point. Strict parents make their kids feel unloved and unaccepted, which
Thank you.
increases the risk of depression. Now that your kids are fully grown up, do you honestly think they're super happy and comfortable in life?
I think that, listen, one of them is doing the comedy. He's doing fine.
Is he good?
The other one is doing some other job.
Yeah, you don't care or what?
Very good.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's as long as he's not working in child protective services, I don't need any more competition.
There you go.
I'll take him out at the knees like Tanya Harding.
They're all doing great, and they're all doing wonderful. And you know what? They're fine.
Okay.
So this is why.
So they're super happy.
And they're happy, and they visit me, and they call me. Do your parents call you?
Yeah, my parents. I didn't know my parents.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Never mind. Sunny
Actually,
D over
yeah,
here forgot.
I do have
One of my predecessors wouldn't allow his parents to call him.
I call my mother on her birthday when from prison.
He has to dial a 1 first.
Wow.
What is it? That's interesting because Chester mentioned that he doesn't mind one day putting his mom into a retirement home. Most Greeks see that as a sin and prefer to have them live with them when they're older. So, Chester, why do you teach your kids to discard antique relatives?
Well, I think that, we need to make way for the new young thoughts.
Yeah.
If we have
Or are you guys cheap?
An old matriarch in the house trying to run rules and set the tone for the day, I think that's how you resist a lot of change. I mean, the Greek household kind of is similar to the United States House of Representatives,
Yes.
And I see Miss Maria here as an incumbent.
Real Dianne Feinstein situation.
Oh, wow. Maria, what do you think of that? That's our shots fired, hey?
The Greeks invented democracy, is what I think about that.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, that's a good point.
So there you go.
All right.
We made it work, though, to be fair. I mean,
Made
they
it
invented
work.
it, but we
Look
made
at this mess we're in. Made it
Yeah.
work, I say.
Yeah, but what do you think about leaving, obviously you're going to stay with your kids as you age, correct?
Yes, they're going to take care of me, of course.
Yeah,
This is
right.
the deal. I raise them, I raise their kids, and now they kill me off slowly
Right.
as I enter the final wedding of my life.
Right.
How would you feel if they
beautiful.
put you in a retirement home?
Terrible.
Oh, wow.
Horrible.
Sure, Chester, that maybe is what your mom will
I
feel
can't
like.
make that many kuluraka for every bits in the retirement home. I can't. I'm going to be 85 years old.
I don't think you
Chester?
Was
need
you
to
going to
make.
give culo to everybody in that retirement home?
I can't do it.
I don't think you
I
have to
don't
make
have
any
the energy.
cool Iraqi anymore. I don't think. Which, by the way, just sounds like a really cool Iraqi. I don't know what that means. Is that like a guy smiling with a thumbs up or
His name's
something?
Iraqi Jerry. He's a good guy.
Kuluraki
Cool
is a
guy.
cookie.
It's a cookie.
It's a cookie. I said this earlier.
Oh, right.
You don't listen to me.
I'm going to have to change some of my
Really
notes.
don't.
I was
This
about
is
to
the
yank
problem.
that kid right
He
out of
says-
that house. I've been way confused the whole time.
all day long, he says, I yell, I scream, I yell, I scream. He hears me.
He doesn't even
hears
understand
me.
you.
He doesn't even listen to me
feel
when
you.
I tell him it's a cookie.
It's kind of a white
Malaka.
noise. It's kind of a white noise at this point. I mean, if you had to listen to it every day, you'd
It's a
learn to
white
block it
noise.
out.
He's a white noise.
Even at first, I thought the cookie was more innuendo. I was way confused. Way confused. I've been writing down a whole story that's false.
Oh, for you though, kuluraki.
Kuluraki?
Kuluraki.
All right. Well, can we have a brief intermission in the podcast?
No.
But I'm gonna get some culo or something.
Okay.
Something's gonna happen.
No, I'm gonna move forward. We'll do one for Maria. Maria, in private interviews with your kids, they've admitted that you demanded that they each give you 5 children apiece, or else you'll be disappointed in them. Don't you think that's a lot of pressure to put on your kids? The world's expensive now. Also, you only had 3. Why do you expect them to out-reproduce you?
First of all, it wasn't a private interview because I know everything.
Okay, good. So,
Second of all,
yes.
so it was a public interview.
I got you.
Second of all,
Saw this coming.
why not have 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? I had 3. I stopped there, but 5 eats.
Yeah. so
15.
you just want more like friends, is what that sounds like.
15
right?
so
Like
they can have
grandchildren?
friends.
Yeah.
You know why? Because in my village I had 7 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking when they only had 2, they would fight all the time. If they had 5, it would be like a family.
Ah.
Wow. Why did you only
Like
have
a-
3?
I stopped there because you know what? I got tired. And then I wanted the girl, and the third one was a boy still, and I was like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Oh,
Boys are tough.
Now
Boys
she
are
wants to
tough.
get a human puppy mill going on. That's something to think about.
Right.
I don't allow puppy mills, even human ones.
That's funny. Well, I will say this: Maria's very religious. Like most old school Greeks, faith is a very important part of her life. Maria, one of your sons recently skipped a Sunday sermon because he had COVID.
Yes.
You scolded him and told him that he's worse than Tula.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, but church has a lot of old people, and if you have COVID, you're supposed to stay away from them. Don't you
Okay.
think even God would have preferred he avoid church that one day, or Don't you think God would have preferred he avoided church so he didn't accidentally kill some of his followers?
The thing about the corona, the COVID,
Yes.
is that when you step into the church, nothing.
No? Okay. That's right.
Really? I must have missed that announcement from the
I heard
CDC.
that on Greek Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
It's,
So,
his name is Roganopoulos.
Yeah.
And he said that all you got to do is go into the church, drink some of that water that people are sticking their hands in,
Yeah.
and no COVID.
I agree. Church is science proof, apparently, right? So,
Exactly. And so you go in, no corona. Okay?
Really?
Wow.
This
Wow,
is
I
how
wish I knew that.
you light the candle, and everybody, they serve the communion at the end, no corona. Okay?
I heard
Interesting.
Pfizer was actually just using crushed up Greek wafers for sure.
Exactly, because why not? Okay, listen. And my son did not want to go because he was out drinking and he was hungover. He's a liar. COVID.
Got you.
COVID.
Got you.
Cough, cough, cough. He's a liar. He didn't want to go to church.
See, that's a good thing about my parenting styles. My kids don't feel the need to lie to me. We have a totally open line of communication, and they share everything with me, not out of fear or guilt, but out of love.
Yeah, except the meat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Her son lied more about COVID than the mainstream media and the Chinese government combined. Worse than Tula, I agree.
That beats.
I will say this. I'm not going to question Maria's love for her children, but I do think she might struggle to properly show it. Chester, on the other hand, doesn't mind giving his son a kiss on the lips. This, to me, is a little gross. So, Chester, why is that the way to go? Why is that the way to go with showing your child love?
Well, that's how we show love to everybody we love. I mean, you give them a smooch.
On the lips, though?
Of course. I
Why?
mean, there's only so many days that we'll be alive together on this earth. You don't want to miss one.
Okay.
Maria, in your village, would they have considered that normal or stoned to death? It feels like it'd be one of two extremes.
The kiss on the lips.
Yeah.
No, you do two on the cheek.
Yeah, two on the
Like,
cheek.
mwah, mwah. That's
Yeah.
it. On the
Why don't you?
lips.
Have you ever thought about kissing the cheek?
Kissing on the cheek just feels too European for me, if I'm being honest. I
Yeah.
never know when to stop. I never know which cheek to go in first.
Really?
Yeah, I just go split the difference.
Sure, go
Let's
right-
go right for the
You do right, left,
Right
right,
The
left.
jugular.
right left.
Okay.
It's a boom, boom. What in the middle? What if they have food in their teeth?
Well, you
don't
try
know
and
them.
time it right. You know,
You time it right.
before dinner.
Do you ask them before or you just do it?
I just get in there.
Yeah.
You know, he's my son.
He loves
Give him
him
a
if he feels
love
love.
you, kiddo.
He probably wants
Yeah,
to.
he's like Tom Brady with none of the Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
Disgusting.
Yeah, right.
I do rewatch that part of the documentary a lot.
I hear it from the window.
God.
Fair enough.
All right, Chester. You also put no expectations on your son, which to me seems a little irresponsible.
Okay.
Maria, on the other hand, made school a high priority, which did lead to high academic performance in her children. So why do you think that school shouldn't be pushed too hard by parents? Aren't you worried your kids might not take education seriously?
Well, I don't know if they should take education seriously. I mean, schools are kind of antiquated, you know? Just because a student doesn't excel in school doesn't mean they're not going to excel in life. Some of the most successful people on the planet didn't excel in their given high schools or middle schools or even college for that matter.
He's talking about himself.
Yeah. Okay.
The kid could go work for Child Protective Services or something.
Yeah, you clearly only need a high school diploma for that.
Oh yeah, but you have to have a smug look on your face.
No.
As long as you can learn that.
And no
You can learn
hair.
anything.
And no hair.
No hair. No hair. And love handles.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
And
so
a flaccid. You know what? Never mind.
No.
It's not about me. It's not about
Sto
me.
skepala here.
Yeah.
Jeez. Now, Maria, I want to actually sort of talk about your punishing style now. You apparently did hit your kids with a spoon as a punishment for such things as not finishing their seconds, not praying 14 times a day, and getting a B+ on their grade 3 report card. Now,
Correct.
some of them seem to actually sort of resent you a little. Why is violence the answer when raising kids? Do you regret that part of your parenting?
They were bad. I hit them. This is how I was raised, and this is what I do to them. Is it wrong?
Let me check the book here. Yes, it's wrong by every single rule that we have. At Child
Okay,
really?
but it's not wrong in Greece, and it's my culture.
Well, they say do as the Romans do in Rome, and they say in this county to, let me check the manual again, never hit your kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, I've never hit my kids.
Especially
Then
with
he's
blunt
lying.
objects.
He's lying.
Yes, and you're lying too. I've never hit my kids.
You did.
This has never
your
happened.
Kids told me. Yeah.
My kids told you.
You
Who
almost,
are you?
Me. I'm the guy interviewing. I had to do research for this.
Oh, and they told you?
Yeah.
They lied. They're liars.
Oh, really? Okay.
He lied about the pre-med. He's lying to you. I hit them. I've never hit them.
He had a
I'm starting
black
to believe
eye
it.
when he told me.
First he says he was out drinking again. I mean, first
Yeah,
he says
I
he's
guess
got COVID-19, if
that'll
that's real.
explain it.
He
And-
looks
and
like
now
he
he's
has,
saying
this
he
one
was
looks like he
beat
has
by his own mother.
COVID-23.
Oh God.
I've never hit my kids,
Yes.
and I'm going to keep it that way.
And you know what?
That's right, he
If-
just coughs
if
on
And
him.
anything-
whatever Sunny Delight over here says, I haven't hit him either.
Okay.
If anything, I let my kids hit me.
Yeah. Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If they're bad, you let them hit you.
Now, if I've been out of line,
I'm sorry?
we're all learning every day. If I've been out of line, sometimes I got to get beat around a little bit. Dads learn different than kids.
God.
Yeah, but he's looking like he might like it a bit. I'm getting some real Kevin Spacey vibes off this
Okay.
guy.
Crazy.
Not good.
Maybe.
It's crazy.
What is it, Maria? I also read a paper recently that a psychologist wrote where they say that strict parents are controlling because they want to avoid being viewed as incompetent by their peers when their children make mistakes. Do you think that maybe your overparenting is more for yourself and your own insecurities than your kids' benefit? Or do you think this psychologist has bad parents?
I think listen.
Yeah?
Right now,
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm telling you right now,
Go
listen.
for it.
I have never had one day for myself. Never one.
Okay.
I cook all day, I clean all day, everything for my kids.
Yeah?
So why would I do this for them, for myself?
Why?
No, I do everything for my kids.
Okay.
To raise them right. And you know what? They make money, they have a house now, and they're living, they're fine.
Really? So
Yes.
you don't think that you're incompetent at parenting, or you're not trying to show off to your peers, right?
No.
You do bring up Tula a lot,
Who's Tula?
Yeah.
Tula's worse than me.
right?
Yeah,
So it
Tula's
sounds
much
like you're
worse.
competing with your
With
peers.
Tula?
Yeah.
Of course, with Tula, she's right there.
I know. You even said you don't like her parenting style.
She's terrible.
Yeah.
And she don't cook.
That's what
At
I mean.
least I cook
Are
good.
you trying to show off or what? Like maybe you're.
Oh, show off. No, I'm not showing off right now. I'm
Okay.
just saying Tula's a bitch.
Okay, got you.
I can't believe she doesn't even cook for her kids. I'm thinking about taking the kids away from that beach.
No, it's when she cooks that's bad. When they do the delivery from the skata, the sit seamless, that's when the kids finally eat something good.
I've even
Yeah,
heard
we-
reports that she uses salted butter. Is this
Well, I want
is
to
this
come
a
clean and say I haven't been cooking for my kids, but that's only because we've been on a strictly raw vegetable diet. So we've been just doing kind of farm to table, more dirt to table than anything.
Yeah.
Farm to
and we're
table.
just kind of finding things out in the woods,
Grows
foraging.
2 tomatoes outside and he thinks farm to table.
Okay.
Then he gets the rest of them from the bodega.
Well, it's about the thought.
Wow. I thought
Two
about it.
cherry tomatoes. They're not even beefsteak. Then he goes and he buys beefsteak and he cuts them up with the cherry tomatoes. It's embarrassing.
I have to admit, you've really studied your neighbors.
And I can
She's
see
very
him through
nosy.
the window.
I can always see her
Jesus.
seeing me through the window.
I mean, yeah, she knows. She knows what's in your garden. She knows everywhere what you're getting your groceries.
It is
Last-
a horror movie on my
last
street.
year he-
You can walk down the street, doesn't matter what time of day, doesn't matter when it is. You can look in that window and she will be glaring at you, like
Last
the Mona
year-
Lisa, following you around the room. It's unbelievable.
Last year he tried to grow cucumbers.
I did.
He couldn't even get one.
Oh.
Terrible. He was watering them. Nothing grew. So embarrassing.
She was so condescending. Every day
I
she'd
know.
come out and say, "Any
Look,
cucumber today?"
No cucumber
Yeah.
today. Look, it's small, just like the other one. Yours over there, down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
She would
I
comment on
feel
my
your pain.
penis size.
I've also had my cucumber shamed.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, I can tell.
I feel like you should nickname Chester Male Tula, right?
Well, I
Well,
listen.
come on. Don't put me on blast like that.
Okay, I'm just saying it. It's like I mean, she's
It's-
on attack on her neighbors.
We
so.
have Tula that beats
Yes.
and Chester.
yes.
Do not call me Chester the molester, okay? Because those rumors were so hard to get away the first time, and I don't want to start this up again. Not on a public platform.
Yeah, I was over there a lot. We
We're
looked
getting
into it.
people calling me and saying I'm,
He has resting, he probably
because
did,
I let
yes.
my kids be free spirited. They didn't know how free spirited I meant, and all of a sudden I got people like him showing up at my door every day, make sure I'm not the diddler.
I mean,
Listen, I didn't even have to say it. He said it himself.
yeah, I'm gonna get ahead of it.
It doesn't help that when I did knock on the door, you did have the Brady Doc paused at the exact worst spot.
Child man, write this down for your point system. This is a good moment to make sure you put it in the zuds at the end.
I might not have had it right the first time. You're right. I don't,
Nah.
Well, just as a side, Chester, what is it? Strict parenting usually makes children more obedient and agreeable instead of thinking for themselves, which is what you do, which is maybe why he visited your house. Now, do you think we need more agreeable and obedient people? I do. I recently hired an editor to edit one of these podcasts, and they wanted a decent wage. I'm starting to think I need an obedient Greek child to edit my podcast, because that would be awesome. So why are you screwing with my bottom line of trying to hire Greek children to work for me for cheap?
First of all, I think you trying to abuse child labor is a big problem.
I'm not a parent, though, so you can't get me.
Fair enough.
That's true. I checked the book. Very wrong, but it's also not my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just think that it's the illusion. It's the illusion of obedience. It's the illusion of hard work. They're doing it strictly out of fear. That's not going to last forever. They're only going to edit that podcast for you. Maybe they'll do it right one week, and then they might mess up. And then if they get away with it, they might mess up a little more, and then mess up a little more. They're never going to do it because they love you. They're doing it because of the fear of what they'd get if they don't.
Yeah.
Yes, but
that's no way to live.
If they mess up, could you rather send their mothers to hit them with wooden spoons, allegedly?
I would not stand for that. No, absolutely not. I think if they make a mistake, that they should learn from it through some sort of conversation, maybe some sort of
I should
sit-down
pay them
talk
less,
time.
right? I should pay them less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe lower their allowance.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm hiring them, not adopting them. That's for sure.
Well, maybe keep an open mind.
Okay.
You don't have to pay family.
Right. This is
I believe Joe Jackson said that. That's it's actually chiseled on his tombstone.
This has been a wild debate so far. But before we continue, I have to go to our sponsors. Welcome back to another intense episode of Character Debates. This is Michael Harris, and I'm quickly going to go over to Judge Caleb. Caleb, so what do you think about this argument so far? We're talking about are Greek parents too strict? What did you think? What did you think about Greek parents coming into this match?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm slightly horrified by both of the guests. I mean, yes, having to eat food in both of their house seems horrible. For one thing, I'm eating terrible raw veggies that seem like nothing but side dishes, and her food sounds good, but I have to watch a goat or something be slowly saw murdered in front of me, you know?
Right, yes.
Like a cheesy 80s horror film.
It's not a saw, it's just a regular knife.
Oh my God, that's slower than a saw.
And don't forget
Not
about
slower.
the screams.
Yes.
It's not always what you see, it's what you hear.
Okay.
My God, it's
You know why? With the knife, I can just, with my thumb, I grab the knife and it's smooth.
My God.
Anyway.
Did you see how she almost got? She seemed like she was getting turned on talking about gutting a goat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That's wild.
That whole description is still stuck in my memory.
Yeah, very disturbing.
Nonetheless,
Delicious.
do you have any questions for your debaters here?
Yes. First question for Greek mom.
Greek mom?
I talked. Yes.
You didn't even give her a name?
That's right.
Her name's Maria.
First question for Maria, the Greek mom.
Okay.
For Maria. I talked to another friend of mine on the way over here who is indeed a Greek person.
Yes.
And she said that she indeed has a Greek mom as well.
Yes.
And that as a small child, her mom, because again, the question is, are Greek parents too strict? So I need to go, maybe you could just be the most lenient Greek mom on the block.
I am.
Really?
I don't know. Yes.
Really? You did your research?
So I had to
harder
crowdsource.
than Maria?
Yes, I had to crowdsource. I talked to a friend of mine named Carrie.
Carrie?
Yes. The full name is Heraclea or something long and crazy.
I know.
Yes.
I know her.
Yes.
My cousin.
Yeah. Oh, that's your cousin.
Okay, yes. Now tell me about
geez.
my cousin.
Okay, so your cousin apparently, her mother, while she was a small child, put hot pepper on her tongue for cursing.
Yes.
At least it's a vegetable.
Yes. When I said...
She grew it in her garden, unlike you.
I tried.
When she said, I hate you, I don't want to live here, her mother shoved her outside the apartment and said, okay, bye, figure it out.
Yes. I was there.
God.
She wants.
I actually added the figure it out.
Oh, nice.
Okay, but continue.
I like that. Her mother open hand slapped her in private,
Yes.
and she also open hand slapped her in front of her teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
I was in the other room because my son got a D, and I did the same thing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So it not only
Maria feels comfortable with all these descriptions right now. It's just,
she got a proud look on her face.
yeah, she does. This is the most satisfied she's looked this whole podcast.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking.
Very happy.
She's talking about my cousin, so yes, of course.
She got a reminiscent, a nostalgic look in her eye, and she went to a very happy place when I was talking about her cousin beating her daughter and my friend Heraclea.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. Second question.
It reminds me of my
That
village.
was a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask her to refute some of that, but all she did was just kind of get happy. I guess the question would be, are you as strict as that lady? But apparently yes. Apparently yes. Yeah. I didn't need to finish the question on that one. All right, question 2. Do you have a husband?
Yes.
How does he feel about your seemingly strict behavior, yelling at the kids, yanking them around at 30, making them go to church even though they could be dying from a pandemic disease?
He sits there and he listens. Okay? Because the Greeks say the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And
The neck.
the neck.
The neck. The woman is the neck.
Re-say it.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this correct for my notes. You said the woman is the neck, the man is the head.
The man is the head, and the woman is the neck. And she can turn the head. Whatever. I can't get through it. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. All right, we gotta hold on. I'm crying of laughter.
All right, the man.
What did you think?
The man is the man is the head. You said the man gets some head. The man gets some head.
I said the man is the head, and the man is the head, and the woman is the neck.
We needed a question.
Okay.
Okay. And she can turn the head wherever she wants is what I tried to say, but I couldn't get that. Okay.
No, that's true. Your answer seemed completely truthful. You didn't stammer at all.
Great.
And I believed every last word of it is what I'm going to pretend to write down on the paper. Okay. Last question. Have any of your children ever ran away because of your strictness or anything else?
And my 3 children?
Yes.
No, what? They all live with me.
Okay. They've never tried to run away.
They all live with me.
Okay.
They live with me.
All right.
And they live with me.
All right. Last question. Why were you so defensive on that last question?
Because, listen, 1 day, 2 days, they leave, they come back,
Okay.
they return.
They do return. All right. Duly noted. I'm putting it down.
Sometimes my
Okay,
kids leave.
sometimes 1 month, 2, 3, but
All right,
they
I'm gonna have
come
to scribble
back,
that out.
they
That
return.
was a big jump there.
Okay,
From 2 days to 2 months.
Daxi, one time, Daxi, he didn't call me 7 months.
7
And
months.
I didn't hear from him. I thought he was dead. I called my sister in Greece. She couldn't help me. I called my uncle in California. He couldn't help me either. 6 months later, 8, 9, 10, 12. Wait, no, hold on. Wait a minute. When were the Olympic Games again?
Oh, geez. I watch real sports. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. 2 years, Daxi, but he came back. Okay.
So I think we're starting to prove that maybe it's not that great. Maybe these kids
Maybe
don't call as often as this perfect picture was getting painted at.
Yeah, and maybe I don't need to take them anyway. It looks like they're sort of removing themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So what about to Jester? Do you have any questions for him?
Yes.
Ask him about the cucumber.
Chester, why can't you grow cucumbers?
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe it's because I never had a father around to show me how to properly grow cucumbers. Maybe that was why.
Wow, you got a little
Kala.
testy on that one.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
What is this? A fucking sorry
Yes.
for cursing. Is this a goddamn therapy session?
I am a licensed therapist. That is why I work for Child Protective Services.
I don't know. I I wish I could grow cucumbers for my kids.
Okay. Does your anger at cucumbers ever get taken out on the children?
No, absolutely not. I have a heavy bag in the garage, and I usually just take my day out on that instead of the kids, unlike some people.
Wow.
Some people use their youngest as a heavy bag.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
30 years old.
Right? She is 62.
Oh wow. Yeah, I forgot. Well, she's
got a left hook. Okay,
Really?
Let me tell you. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I did
I saw
boxing
her.
classes when I first moved to New York.
She's training to beat these kids.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She's a tough old lady.
Because you know
She's the George Foreman of Greek moms.
He just moved to New York like 10 years ago. It was nice when he moved here. I moved here in the 80s, okay? Times Square, it was crazy. I took boxing classes.
Okay, wow. So you've been giving her for a while, hey? All
Yeah,
right.
I can protect myself. Listen, one time this guy came up with me with a gun with my 3 kids. In the middle of the night, we were walking home from church.
Yeah.
After Easter, after the midnight mass, he came up to me with a gun. Oh, ass.
Nice.
By the time I was done with him,
Yeah.
the gun was up his ass.
Oh wow.
Jesus, lady. Jesus.
That's,
And I told him, I'll shoot right now.
yeah.
And he said, please don't, lady, please. And I said, just because my 3 kids are watching me, I'm not going to shoot you. And I kicked him with a gun straight up his ass, and I walked away.
Wow. So you don't think it's
Believe it or not.
I believe
would
it.
it
I saw her-
traumatize your kids at all seeing you a gun sodomize a man
Yeah, right.
on Easter night?
No, they said thank you. And then we went home and we had the lamb.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That left a sour taste in my mouth. I can tell you that.
I bet. Do you have any more questions?
Yes. Chester, what is the most disgusting plant-based thing that you have made those kids eat in lieu of delicious lamb?
Oh,
Well,
I
I-
can answer this one.
I wouldn't say anything's disgusting that's necessarily plant-based. I would say it's an alternative. Sometimes I would say healthier. Sometimes I would say better tasting even.
Oh wow.
But I mean, there was a problem with the fillets that we tried to have. We tried to have imitation fillets for the kids. Everybody was doing
my
a
God.
grill out, a steak thing, so I thought I would try and contribute to that. And let's just say they didn't hold together. Turned into kind of a gelatinous mess, and yeah.
What were they
and it
made
turns
of?
out after all that, they weren't even vegan. It was just regular steaks that had gone bad.
You fed them rancid vegan real steaks?
I'm gonna refuse to comment without my lawyer present.
I would rather be sodomized with a handgun on Easter Eve than eat one of your crazy, ridiculous steaks.
God. All right. Well, that was a hell of a statement. Is that everything, or do we go any further?
Yes, absolutely.
That's it. Freaking awesome. Now we're going to move over to closing statements, and this time we're starting with Maria. Maria, tell us why Greek parents are perfect as they are, and they're not too strict.
My kids are alive, and they're happy, and they're healthy. There you go.
Wow. Okay. That was short and sweet.
Look at his kid.
Yeah.
My kid is alive. My kid is happy. My kid is
Happy.
healthy.
Nah.
My kid has his entire
Healthy,
future ahead
like
of
a
him.
twig. He doesn't even have for protein.
Right. Okay.
There's plenty of ways to get protein, okay? You don't just have to get it from
He's
baby
like
lambs.
like a twig, like this, like a toothpick. You know, toothpick.
Oh yeah.
Like a
I know
toothpick.
that guy. Oh,
you
the
can
actual- okay.
clean your teeth with his Sunny D.
Please don't
That's
call him
cause
Sunny
skinny.
D. His name is Sunshine Delight.
Sunshine Delight. Okay, Daxi.
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say, Michael. I mean, this lady's out of her fucking mind, okay? She's violent. She's full of hate and rage.
I'm not lying. I think
She has tactics to diminish you mentally, even though you're a grown adult and you feel fine with yourself coming into a podcast, and now you feel like you have a lot of questions about who you are as a man.
Yeah, and whether or not he can go cucumbers.
Yes, I can.
I've heard you can't go cucumbers.
I can. I'm working on it. Okay. They harvest in the fall. I got 3 months to figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't Google it before you put it in the ground.
I thought I
in the
could just
spring?
do it.
And they say, look, then he says, I yell, and then I scream.
Where's my heavy bag?
So, but I just need to quickly stop and go. So, Maria, is that your closing statement?
Yes.
Okay.
My-
So now,
yes.
Chester, what is?
Oh, that
your
wasn't my closing statement. Here's my closing statement. This bitch is fucking crazy. All right? She's out of her goddamn mind. I hold it together 7 days a week for my kids, okay? I make sure that they have enough food, and I make sure that they can do whatever they want and that they never feel an ounce of sadness or being upset or not being enough, okay?
Yes, not enough.
And I do everything to make sure that happens. I don't beat my kids with any sort of utensils.
Correct.
Spoons, forks, sporks, none of that.
He doesn't.
Okay? You know what I beat them with?
They
I beat them with life lessons and love.
They don't have forks because they eat the vegetables with the hands.
We use mostly chopsticks in the house.
Of course.
It works on hand-eye coordination.
You're starting to sound like your opponent, Chester.
See what she does to people?
She brings out the inner Greek mom.
Yeah,
This is not
I guess so, hey?
how we need to be acting. Center yourself, Chester.
Wow. And
Look, there's a different way to raise children these days. And it doesn't have to be with a firm fist and the strong back of a hand. It can be with nurturing, it can be with love, and it can be with telling your kids they're the best, even if they're not.
Lying.
okay. All right. Those are two. We'll call them statements. We'll call those the closing statements. How did you like that, Caleb? How does that? What are your parting thoughts? And let us know who won this.
Yeah, that got dark.
Yeah, right. I gotta admit,
This whole thing, I really.
since commercial break, something shifted.
I've spent decades in child protective services, and this is one of the strangest evenings and the strangest podcasts I've ever been on, to tell you the truth. But no, I mean, I feel it. Being the kid of Maria sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's awful. She clearly. I don't have proof she beats the kids with spoons, but let's say I have my suspicions.
I have tapes.
He's got tapes.
And then he
apparently.
says, I watched him.
Right.
Nosy over here.
I know. Are Greeks too strict?
I mean, it seems like those kids are running away a lot.
Yeah.
They're clearly running away from something. I'm afraid for your husband if he's still alive. We haven't heard from him, and I'm getting. Now Chester is blinking at me like John McCain in a tiger cage or something.
Yes.
He's trying to give me some kind of messages or something that's going on.
We haven't seen him in a couple of years.
Oh wow. Oh jeez.
God.
This is going to turn into a Netflix doc. The hell with the podcast. This is really going to be something. That said, as much as I want to take Maria's kids away from her, at least this woman can grow a cucumber.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's important. Look at this guy. He was one cool cucumber until we brought up the thing about the
Right.
cucumber.
Yeah.
Now he's in one hell of a pickle. He's going crazy.
So wait a minute. You're saying because of her parenting style, that includes the ability to make cucumbers. That's what we're looking at.
Sometimes it's about the little things in life.
Oh wow! I thought you were a lot more strict off the top of this podcast. than that ended up.
It doesn't say in the Child
Okay.
Protective Services Manual that you should overlook every little, all these infractions.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta just put the book down and go with what's in your heart.
I got you, and that's it. Greek
I love
parents,
cucumbers.
Greek parents. That's the way. That's how people should be raised.
They can grow cucumbers.
Yes,
And they got
okay.
fresh goat meat.
All right, I guess that's the strangest.
This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is a strange podcast.
He can't grow tomatoes either, but whatever.
Fuck you, lady.
I'm gonna get drunk on some orzo and eat some
I
pistachio.
didn't even tell you one time he tried an apple tree. Oh,
He tried an apple tree.
Wow,
the
great.
whole apple
wow.
tree fell down.
Well, maybe we'll say.
But the best part, the apple tree fell down in Tula's backyard. That beats. Okay.
As long as that beach Tula is in a pickle, I'm happy.
All right, good. Okay. Well, then I think that's how we're going to end this podcast. Thank you all for listening. Please check us out on Patreon and on Instagram. My name is Michael Harrison, and have a good night.